How oysters make babies. The most interesting thing about the oyster is that there is a male oyster and a female oyster, and they can change their sex during their lifetime. So, oysters start off as boy oysters, and at maturity, like around 1 year, they have produced sperm, and then when the water gets warm, sometime in June, all it takes is one boy oyster to release his sperm into the water, and then all the other boy oysters, they all go bananas and they release all their sperm as well into the water. And then the girl oysters that are there, they like get all completely like caught up in this festival of fecundity, and they release their eggs, and the water can be literally cloudy with oyster sperm and oyster eggs. And then these eggs and sperm, they meet in the water, they fertilize, and the little larvae that are formed, called spats, they fall down to the bottom, and they look for old, abandoned, used oyster shells. They attach themselves to them, and then they grow. And in I guess they're a boy oyster, and they grow until like they're a year old, and they're ready to do this fecundity festival. So where do the girl oysters come from? Well, after the boy oysters have shared their sperm, they settle back, and they regain their energy, and then they change into girl oysters, and they produce millions of eggs. They can produce like 100 million eggs annually, just one oyster, one girl oyster. And so there they are. They're now girl oysters filled with all these eggs, and they're just waiting for those boy oysters to notice that the water changed its temperature, and to like just go crazy again. And that's how oyster babies are made.